G. Vinod is president of the Hyderabad Cricket Association. He feels Srinivasan should resign. Dr. Bimal Soni is deputy president of the Rajasthan Cricket Association. I think he's pro Srinivasan. I don't know. I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth tonight at all. Well, Mihir Bose, sports editor of the BBC, is joining us from St. Petersburg. Thank you very much, Mihir Da. Good to see you there. Nice headphones. Kishore Bhimani, senior sports journalist, is joining us from Kolkata. Gulu Ezekiel, prominent sports journalist, is joining us from Delhi. Boria Mojumdar with me in the studio. And my first question is to Anand Vasu, managing editor of Wisden India. When should Srinivasan resign? When should he resign, Mr. Vasu?
Well, I've written a fairly detailed piece on this today on the Wisden India website. And in that, one of the first things I've said is that resignation, like retirement, is an individual's choice, and it's not for anyone else to say when that should happen. Certainly not in my place to ask anyone to resign or retire. And Mr. Srinivasan seems to have made it fairly clear that he's not going to resign. So I'm not sure exactly what you mean by asking when should he resign.
Well, we like asking these questions, Mr. Vasu. And if your logic were to hold true, then even Kalmadi did not want to resign. Raja did not want to resign. You know, Dayanidhi Mar, he didn't want to resign. Ashok Chavan didn't want to resign. I'm not comparing that and this, but the logic applies, you see. If it was individual choice and if propriety did not matter, then what you are saying holds. But there's something called propriety, isn't there? Kishore Bhimani, what do you think to Anand Vasu's opening remarks?
I totally disagree with that. It's like saying let his conscience decide. What conscience? He doesn't have any conscience. He has done something wrong. He is in transgression of human, absolutely all kinds of human protocol. He has got a team that he had no business to have. His son-in-law is up to mischief that cannot be pardoned. He is brazening it out. He is bulldozing and accusing the press of hounding him. He's done everything wrong, and today we'll leave it to him to decide when is the right moment to leave. Or is there a right moment at all? I am ashamed of having been connected with cricket for 40 years.
This is embarrassing, all of us. It's deeply, deeply embarrassing. Actually, it's extremely embarrassing, Mr. Vasu, to have to ask the question every day. It's embarrassing, Mr. Vasu, to have to find out so much dirt about Gurunath Mayappan. It is embarrassing, actually, Mr. Vasu, and I'm directing this to you, to hear about the sordid stories of what Mr. Gurunath Mayappan has allegedly been up to. But if I may be totally candid with you, Mr. Vasu, it's also embarrassing to hear your line of argument. It's embarrassing, Mr. Vasu, to hear that line of argument that resignation is an individual matter and it's not the prerogative of anyone in this country to ask Mr. Srinivasan anything more than that.
Well, you can ask all you like, but by definition, if you're talking about a resignation, it can only be decided by the person who's holding that position.
What definition?
If you're asking should he be sacked,
what
that's
definition?
An entirely different question. That's something that everyone has a right to ask. But a resignation is by its very nature only possible, can only be decided by the person who's occupying the post.
Boria.
So what is Anand Vasu's position? Tell me your position, forget about Srinivasan. What's your position? Should he or should he not?
My position on, I did not elect him into power, so it's a
no, come on.
Boria,
come on. You must have a choice when you're writing something as a journalist.
There are members within the BCCI who take these decisions.
No. You as an individual, you must have an opinion on this, right?
You'll have to say that again.
As an individual, you must have an opinion on this.
I do have.
So what's the opinion?
My opinion is that he has been elected, like all other board presidents, by the members of the BCCI, and it is their place to either sack him or elect a new president or allow him to continue.
Is it true, Mr. Vasu? You want to ask him a counter question there? But I just wanted to ask you, Mr. Vasu, that you made a very solid defense of Mr. Srinivasan. First of all, may I compliment you on your tremendous ability displayed in your article called All That Power and No Glory, defending Mr. Srinivasan. I must compliment you on your ability to defend the indefensible, Mr. Vasu. Having said that, I now want to ask you further, where you stand on it, because I found you dodging Boria's question.
I wasn't really dodging the question. If you did read my piece, Mr. Goswami, you'll see I've explained my stand on this very, very clearly. It's not simply a question of should he go, should he be sacked. I think there are different ways of looking at this, which is what I've tried to do through my piece.
No, I want to get Gulu in on this, because I don't want a techno legal argument here. I mean, come on, we are talking about cricket, we are talking about propriety. Your son-in-law has been caught pretty much red-handed, if I'm not mistaken. Gulu, what do you think? Your son-in-law has been caught indulging in the most unmentionable of practices with bookies and fixers. Yes, Gulu.
Yeah, first of all, let me make it clear that I have not read the article. I'll go back home tonight and have a look.
Please do.
I'd also like to say that, if everybody on this panel had the same viewpoint, it would be a pretty boring debate. So I welcome Anand's, let us say, devil's advocate position on this issue. And I think that as part of the media, he has an avid cricket follower and knowledgeable cricket follower. He has every right to express his opinion over here. But also, since we are asking personal opinions, what my personal opinion has been from day one, that instead of hiding behind a fig leaf of legalities and technicalities, Mr. Srinivasan should have set a fine example by stepping down and let the course of justice carry on. And then once the results came through, if he was found to be clean, if his son-in-law was found to be clean, then he could be welcomed back with open arms. That is obviously not going to happen.
Gulu, the question is, Gulu, one sec. First of all, absolutely I agree with you. Anand Vasu has the right to defend Srinivasan as long as he wants to, okay? He has. But he must defend his own argument. And what I'm offering him tonight is an opportunity to defend his own argument. I'm looking for a convincing explanation for him, because otherwise we go into specifics, and on specifics of issues of conflict of interest, and not on the large amorphous position. What Anand Vasu is doing today is taking a large amorphous position that all these voices on television don't represent the voices of the people of India. I don't know whether Mr. Vasu took an independent poll to find out what the people of India think. And he's, one second. The second thing that Mr. Anand Vasu is not telling us is not getting into details of conflict of interest. He's simply on one point. Resignation is a person's individual choice. Sure, retirement also and premature retirement are people's individual choices. Boria, your hand goes up here. I want to ask G. Vinod. Mr. G. Vinod, why do you think Srinivasan should resign? Yes, Mr. Vinod, why do you think Srinivasan should resign?
The point is, I've just heard you. It was not very clear to me in terms of your voice is concerned. But as far as his resignation is concerned, I have time and again been saying that it is the working committee which needs to come forward and take a decision in the working committee. He made his point that I would not like to resign because I'm an elected member. At no point of time has the president been asked to resign by any of the members of the board of BCCI. But now the board really wants to have a working committee where they can sit down, discuss at this point at length, and request Mr. Srinivasan that the situation today has gone into an investigative matter and the BCCI is getting a bad name. Because this bad name needs to be corrected.
No, why? First of all, two questions to Mr. Vinod. Mr. Vinod, why are you speaking up now? Is it true that several cricket bosses are speaking up now? I'm sure nobody needed Sharad Pawar's permission to speak. As I said on on top of my
permission.
Or Shukla's permission or Jaitley's permission. One second. Why now and why silence over the last 9 days? Why was there no principled position from you? Did you take a principled position 9 days back when Gurunath Mayappan was arrested?
You see, the point is coming up very clearly. It is not the question of 9 days. The point which has now come up is, I have been asked by the media what exactly is happening. And as far as this working committee is concerned, we were awaiting a letter that a working committee would come up so that an internal discussion could take place. But since that did not erupt, we were just waiting for this, and when this point came up for discussion, I only shared one point. I said it is the public mandate which has been talking about. As far as personally I am concerned, I have heard Mr. Srinivasan and Mr. Mayappan speak about that they are two different individuals. He has made his point that I would not like to resign because it is that I am an elected member.
What does it matter what he likes to do? Mr. Vinod, I'm sorry, I feel I have a stake in this. And I don't think, I have a stake in this as a cricket lover. And neither do you, no, neither do you, nor do Mr. Srinivasan have a right to determine this whole thing, because otherwise you are forgetting the fact that you are there in those positions only because people of this India or people of this country love cricket. It's not a cabal. No, this cabal attitude, you know, this we are a group of people, 30 people. Until somebody finds the forum, we'll keep staring people back. We'll keep insulting reporters. We'll censor press conferences.
Mr. Arnab,
we will not let Dhoni speak.
Arnab.
No, we will not let Dhoni speak. And we will get a group of people group of legends who we have given large sums of money to. They will also speak our language.
Mr. Arnab.
Mr. Vinod, this is the fact. You know, I don't want to beat around the bush tonight anymore on this.
No, the fact is, what I'm trying to share with you, please give me a chance to explain, Arnab. What I'm explaining is, when this issue came up, it was very painful and very disheartening. And what we really wanted was that the people of India who love cricket so much, I'm actually a part and parcel of it. And we do know that everybody wants to have a good game going on. But after having done such a good match conducting for about 2 months and odd, the IPL match going through, when this issue did erupt,
sir, can I be straight with you? Can I be straight with you? No, can I not? You know, I'll tell you one thing. Since the start of this story, we've done more investigations than any media house. And I'll tell you, we'll ask the straight question. I hate cabals. And I hate coteries. And coteries and cabals have very little space in ethical politics, but they exist. But coteries and cabals have no space in sport. Unfortunately, there are some coteries and cabals which are speaking, and some coteries and cabals are speaking through others, which is even more positively embarrassing. Boria, your hand goes up again. My question to Dr. Bimal Soni is, Dr. Soni, how much of this has got to do with money? You know, large sums of money. I am told large sums of money. Kishore Bhimani is already smiling. I haven't even asked my question. The large sums of money.
I would like to.
And you see the
money, I don't know, but I would like to speak myself.
Yeah, go ahead.
What I would like to tell you, Arnab, is that I think this situation has been very badly handled by Mr. Srinivasan.
Yeah.
As much as Times Now has made it a prestige, what I would like to convey is that what Srinivasan should have done, it was very sad that his son-in-law was involved. What he should have done is he should have called the working committee meeting and resigned on moral grounds in the working committee. And I'm sure the saneness in the board members, they would have asked him to continue and put up a committee immediately, because legally he is not bound to resign, but morally he could have done it. Instead of that, it has become more of a prestige between him and the media, and
I'm very sorry.
To a level,
no, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. No, I'm Dr. Bimal Soni.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry too. I'm sorry too, Dr. Soni. I'm sorry too, Dr. Soni. I'm sorry too. Because the problem is, you can have a media that is kowtows to you. No, you don't. No, Mr. Dr. Soni, allow me. You have made a few choices.
I'm agreeing.
No, you must reconcile yourself to the fact.
What has been done.
Mr. Soni, 1 minute. You said a few things. Allow me. I don't want to raise my voice, sir, with you. You're a senior person.
No, I'm trying to tell you one thing,
sir. The question is
that the way Dhoni has conducted the press conference, I am with you. It was wrong. Dhoni is a senior man. He could have answered questions of Times Now. For him to gag him was wrong.
But who gagged him?
Who gagged him? He is capable enough.
Who gagged him?
Talk and say no comments.
No, who gagged him?
That's what I'm saying.
Who gagged him?
Badly handled by the board.
No.
Yeah, if the president has told him, if the media manager is stopping, he's wrong. I'm with you on that, Arnab. But at the same time,
I just want to get everyone first round.
Srinivasan should have resigned. But legally, he's not bound to resign. So what I'm saying is, he could have taken the support of the working committee, and then whatever the working committee would have decided should have been followed.
Sir, I would like to tell you, sir, first of all, sir, the problem is that I think the Indian Cricket Board should get used, like the Indian political class, to a different kind of media. This pliant media, if you want a pusillanimous media, if you want a media that, feeds your ego, then that is a media that I don't relate to. I don't think a large number of this people of this country. You have a criminal investigation on serious issues of conflict of interest, and for you to say, Dr. Soni, that Times Now has made it a prestige issue to follow a serious case of conflict of interest on the biggest sport of this country, when there's a criminal investigation into alleged underworld links of some people, and you say that this is a prestige issue, sir. So I'm sorry, I disagree. Mayor boss should Srinivasan resign. Let's all use it. Mayor boss.
If I have to stand up in working committee and say, I will say it morally, Srinivasan should have resigned.
Okay.
But it's a decision which should have been taken by a collective decision of the working committee.
Sure, I
One.
said, where's the
Number
working
two,
committee? Agreed.
So the
Agreed.
way Gurunath has been sheltered, that he is not a team owner, he is not a principal, is all wrong.
Yeah, but why did
He
you?
was a
Why?
team
Why?
owner.
Why did? Why, you're a very well-spoken person, Dr. Bimal Soni. You're speaking today. You didn't speak yesterday. 1 minute.
No, because I am not in the working committee.
No,
okay?
sure, but that didn't
As
stop you from
called me
speaking.
Today, I am giving
That
you
didn't
my
stop you from
personal
speaking.
opinion.
I thought the Rajasthan Cricket Association has a voice of its own.